Okay, looks like we're live. Hey, Tubies! It's Psychic Bob. Here I am, and we are gathering tonight. Tonight, we're having a live show. It's 8 o'clock, and that means it's the witching hour. I'm joined tonight by our trusty crew, and I'm going to let them each say hi. We got Lady Angela and Lord Tony. Jump in,
Hi,
guys.
everybody. Super excited for tonight's show. Can't wait to see what we talk about tonight.
Hello, everybody. Glad to be back again. Sorry about last week. A little snafu with Google, but should be a lot better today.
Yay. Isn't it great having Lord Tony back with us? I tell you, we all missed him last week. We were bummed out. But now we got him back. And, you know, we're like the charmed ones. You know, we're the power of three. Don't mess with us. We're the power of three. Anyways, technology aside, we're really glad to all be together tonight. We welcome all of you. In fact, Lady Angel, I got to get my chat room going here.
Well, I'll go ahead and get some shout outs to Carol Pettis, to Armani, to Emily, to G Dog, to Christie's. We're so glad you're here. Melanie Miller, Jennifer Croxton, Raven Fisher. We're glad you're all here. Haroof Wins 100. So glad you're here. There's Katie McKenzie, too.
Yeah.
We're so glad you're here. Melanie Miller, Jennifer Croxton, Raven Fisher. We're glad you're all here. Haroof Wins. Bob. There's Katie McKenzie, too.
Yay, welcome.
Your YouTube, Bob.
Jennifer Croxton. Oops, sorry about that. Sorry.
Well, Gab Hines is here.
Debbie Webby here, all the way from London.
Lord Raziel. Oh, we have so many people here. There's Krista Roman. Hi, Krista. I talked to you just today.
How sweet. Good to hear from Krista. There's Mr. 7238. He's been there a long time. Lord Raziel's here. Great Wicked Divine. Ooh, that's a powerful name.
That's Armani.
Oh, is that? I'm sorry. Well, welcome.
Armani is Great Wicked Divine, yeah.
Well, I'm so thankful for y'all being here tonight. It means the world to me that you take the time to come out to the Order of the Purple Cords gathering, the witching hour each week. Well, guys, I finally, believe it or not, Lady Angela, I got my windows lined up so I can kind of watch the chat and talk.
Well, every now and then you hit a home run.
Well, you know, thank God for you and Lord Tony, because this broadcast would have never got off the ground. I'm telling you.
Armani tells me, nice robe. Check out this robe. It's kind of fun. It's silver and it sticks up like that. It's a long cape. I thought it'd be fun to wear it tonight. It reminds me of the moon goddess, but I just really couldn't resist it. I just got it new and I couldn't wait to wear it. So I thought I'd share it with all of you. My awesome.
You are fashionable. Stand up so we can see it. Can you stand up?
Oh, it's really nice. Here.
Talk to us.
It's all big and silver. It's wonderful. I can't wait until the full moon. I'm going to certainly go out in my yard and do some moon magic to the full moon wearing it. I can't wait. And I just love the point on it. It's awesome.
You're rocking it. So, you know, we might have to get one of those cloaks for Lord Tony, because where Tony's at, it's freezing tonight, isn't it, Lord Tony?
Yeah, it's flipping cold here, but I don't need that robe. No.
That probably wouldn't go down in your neighborhood real well.
Don Chant says, at least I won't get hit by a car. That's true.
Oh, my gosh. Well, this is so good. Oh, look, there's Pam Mears is here. Hi, Pam. Hi, Dawn. There's Emily's here. Oh, my gosh, we got everybody here. Carol. Hi, Carol. Good to see you.
Holy moly.
Yes, I'm so glad you're here.
Lord Raziel says that in Alberta, Canada right now, it's below zero. It's negative 33 degrees there. Woo, that's cold.
Well, you guys might be surprised to know, you know, you're going to hate me tonight, but where I am, it's almost 70 degrees today. Virginia's having a heat wave. Honestly, I'm burning up in my room.
Wow.
Yeah, heat on.
Oh, there's Mama Bird and Melanie Miller too. Yep.
Hi, Mama Bird. Hi, Melanie. Good to see you. Welcome to the show tonight. Well, you know, Lady Angela, speaking of the show tonight, we got a really cool topic, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
We're going to talk a little bit about candle magic tonight. A lot of you have been writing. Hey, Psychic Bob, tell us about candle magic. You know, Psychic Bob, I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you. And each of us are going to do a little kind of talk about some of the magic. You know, how to use candles, what type of candles, color meaning, all of that, you know. And I thought I'd let Lady Angela start off here. Actually, you know what, Lady Angela, do you want me to read this thing out of the Book of Shadows first?
Sure. That kind of shows honor to the flame, which the flame I love as a symbol of spirit. You know, the dancing fire of the flame. It's the flame of spirit and the flame of life and the flame of spirit that burns within all of us and in the world around us. So the flame is very sacred in Wicca.
Absolutely, you know, and I think fire magic's one of the oldest magics on earth. And this is the little reading we're going to have before we get into all the details. It's from my new Book of Shadows. This is a beautiful custom-made Book of Shadows. Lady Angela made it for me as a gift. And I love it. It's a dragon book. It's like dragon skin and silver. And it's got pentacles. And I just love it. If you like my Book of Shadows, you want to get one, I bet you Lady Angela could hook you up with one. Couldn't you, Lady Angela?
Oh, absolutely. I'd love to make them one. And look, Bob, my robe matches your book.
Well, there you go. I might have to get one of those robes, you know, now, so I can be all coordinated. Hey, who said that witches can't be fashionable, you know? Yeah. By the way, I have to give a shout out to my dear friend, Krista Roman. She sent me something which I just think is really cool. Actually, I don't have it here, but I'll tell you about it. She sent me a Vogue magazine. And she said, dear Bob, you know, I know that you like good style, so you have to have Vogue. And you know, Vogue, even though it's traditionally a woman's magazine, it has classic elements, even for men in it. So I definitely am reading Vogue. I'm going to be a stylish witch. Thank you, Chris. I love it. All right. Well, this is taken from my awesome Book of Shadows, which I just love. And y'all should get one of these. And if, by the way, just want to tell you, if you can't right now afford a whole Book of Shadows, but you love this reading, you can buy this, I believe, separately at Lady Angela's site. This page, can't you, Lady Angela?
Yep, at rarewiccaspells.com, you can order just that one sheet. You could type in the search box Sacred Flame, and that page will pop up. It's less than $2 and printed on very excellent quality parchment paper.
Here it is, guys. I'll let you have a close-up of it. There it is, Sacred Flame. I hope you get to see that. It's a wonderful page. So we're going to have a reading. So y'all just gather around here, and we're going to see what the book says. And it says, Sacred Flame. Out of the void, sacred flame of spirit emerged, giving birth to all that is and ever will be. In honor of the sacred flame of spirit, I bring light to the void, just as she brought illumination. The hearts and souls of her blessed children. Isn't that beautiful? So it reminds us to be reflective and that the goddess is present with us, that she brings light to our life. So candle magic's a great way to pull in some of that magic. So Lady Angela, you got a really great collection of candles at your house. I thought you might want to show us a little bit.
I was going to let them know that many different kinds of candles you can use for candle magic. And I have a few examples here, but you could use any kind. You could use something as simple as one of these little the name of them just escapes me right now. Tea light. There we go. You could get these at Walmart, at any little store. It has a little metal deal around it. It could be white is usually the all-purpose. That's as simple as you would need to do a candle magic spell. Or it could be fancy. You could have great big pillar candles. You could have jar candles. You can have votive candles, which are about this size. This one really smells good. It's a cranberry one. I've been over here sniffing it. I can't resist, but here's a votive kind. You could get emergency candles, usually at your dollar store or Walmart. They're little white candles about the size of your finger. These work great. I really like these for magic because they're very easy to carve into, and they're white and they burn for a while, and they burn steady where they don't just melt right down. They burn long enough for you to work your magic. I like these. These are called emergency candles. Or you could get a hold of some chime candles. They're this size and they come in all sorts of colors. You can find these online, or I have them on my website at rarewiccaspells.com. And you can buy a box of them. This is a box of black ones I have. But you can get them of a certain color, or you can get them of a mixed variety, kind of like you see in the picture here. I also have them in mixed. And so I gathered for our video tonight to show you one of each color I have left. Apparently, I've used all of the gold ones, all the green ones, and all the silver ones, but I have many others here to show you. And you use them for, the reason you would want them of a different color is in association with the magic you're working. For instance, if you want to do healing magic or love magic, you could use a pink candle. And it could be a pillar or anything else. I like the chime ones because they're simple, they're small, and they last perfectly long enough to cast a spell. I used up all my green ones doing money magic. And then here's a red one, a purple. See, they're really nice because they come in all colors, and you can buy a variety pack. But you don't have to have this kind. There's a lot of different kinds of candles you can use, but I wanted to show you my favorite that I like to use and why.
I love that. Lord Tony, did you have some candles to show us as well?
I have not as many as Angela, but I have I have a scented candle. I can't remember what the smell is. I can't read it. Apple cinnamon. I got this one. Nice red one. It's right there in the camera. And then I happened to find this purple one. I was digging through the box of candles. I found this purple candle. It didn't have a wick in it, so I stole one from a pink candle and stuck it in there so I could light it up. And then I have same kind of candle that Lord Bob has. This is a white one in the jar. Bought this at a dollar store a long time ago. I have the two candles that I use for representing the god and goddess.
Oh, wow.
A green one and a white one going.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have tea lights. I don't know if you can see them in there. I have 3 tea light candles going. I have 2 white ones and a black one in the middle. Just trying to keep some balance going. That, and I don't have any more white ones. So that's all I was able to get for right now.
Well, that's all right.
I'm thinking about buying this big, huge white one. You know, it stands about this tall, I think.
Oh, okay. I love it. Don't
Those
burn
are
your
so
house.
cool.
Then I got the fireplace going behind me, too.
That's good mojo.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. See all these candles. I brought tonight one of my candles too. This is a lavender candle. It's done in purple. It's hard to see. It looks washed, a little more rich purple in color, but in person. But this is a lavender candle, and this one I'm putting in a chalice tonight. And I'm going to talk about that a little later. But the thing is, that, you know, what's important with candle magic is, as you guys know in our demonstration, you can have any type of candle. You can have even little birthday candles like you buy at the grocery store. Because whenever you cultivate that flame and it becomes the point of focus, that's where the magic occurs. So you don't have to have a 20-foot high candle. But if you like that, you can do it. And I can't wait to see this giant candle when he gets it. That'll be cool. And, you know, so tonight, you know, I brought a lavender candle to represent the order of the purple cord. And, you know, the candle colors, you know, in candle magic all have unique meanings. But, Lady Angela, maybe you want to talk a little bit about some of those candle colors.
Well, actually, it's funny you mentioned that, Bob, because I have something here prepared. Now, just about anywhere you can get a hold of the meanings and representations of colors. But if you wanted a quick place to go, I've designed 2 pages that actually have how many colors? I got purple, black, gray, white, silver, gold, red, pink, orange, yellow, blue, green, and brown on here. And it's a nice set on parchments. You can get these at my website, rarewiccaspells.com, or you can make your own. But it shows the different meaning of each colors. I Am Lord Raziel had a wonderful question. He asked, what could you use for luck besides green candles, or is it just mainly green to use for a luck spell? You can use other colors, I Am Lord Raziel. Sometimes I use silver, gold, green, or white. How about you guys?
For me, I just tend to be kind of traditionalist like that. Like I use green. But like depends on what type luck I'm looking for. Like if I'm looking to increase business, then I would use maybe a gold and a green. Sometimes I combine them. And I always say it's so important that the candle color should mean something to you. Like if you're reading a spell book and it says you have to burn a pink candle for love, but in your life you've always associated love with blue, not pink, then go with your heart. Because when we talk about candle colors, yes, there are the traditions, and there is a reason for the tradition. I don't want to throw that out because it is believed that the candle colors carry a vibrational wavelength that harmonize to that frequency, that energy. But I also say the personal will that enters into a spell can allow for alteration there. So, I use gold and green a lot for luck and prosperity.
Yep. Katie McKenzie mentions about the 7-day type candles. Are they really only supposed to be used until they burn out on their own? Katie, usually what I do with those, and usually a 7-day type candle is either one color or sometimes it's 7 layers of color. But the idea is you can say your incantation over the candle and charge it with your energy, then light it and perhaps let it burn down one notch of the candle, 1/7 portion of the candle in that day. But you would want to light it in a time when you could sit for like an hour or so and let it burn down to that level. Then snuff it out. Don't blow it out, but you know how you would cover it to, or I sometimes will pinch them out, but you put the candle out. Then the next day you would repeat the same thing for 7 full days, 7 repetitions. And during that time, the candle would be all the way burnt down. So no, you don't have to do it in one sitting. But that's how I use those, and that's how I thought that they were always to be used, unless you guys know something different.
No, I would agree with that. I think that, you can use the 7-day candles any way you want. The color ones are really cool because those cover like kind of a lot of different areas. So if you need like a lot of areas, I recommend those, Also just got a question I just missed. Somebody just asked, they said, can you paint white candles with another color on the outside?
I was just staring at that question too.
I love that question. I think that's a great question. Well, let me tell you, there are probably a few different people have a few thoughts of this. One of the answers that I just want to say is, why, yes, why not? You can do what you want in your spell. But the caveat that I'm going to say to that is there is a tradition in candle magic, particularly in hoodoo magic, where they have 2 colored candles, an outer color and an inner. And depending on what you set the intent of the inner color, it can shift your spell. So if you have a white candle, let's say you're doing, a prosperity spell, and you get a white candle, and then you say, well, I'm going to paint the outside green because I can't get a green candle. That's good, but also sometimes when it shifts, like the paint wears down or it gets into that inner core, that white can bring in kind of a different energy because it's a different frequency and create extra charge. And that charge could be good or bad depending on how you've prepared. So you kind of have to think of it on 2 levels. Do you know what I'm talking about, guys? Have you heard about this?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Another. You're unmuted, Bob.
What?
Oh, we were having feedback. I've actually learned other ways as well. Like if all you have is a white candle and say your spell calls for a green one or whatever magical working you're doing, you want to have a green candle. I've actually written down the side the name of the color on a white candle. I would write green, and then I would light it. And as it being my focal point for the spell, because my brain would be reading it as green. I would visualize with my mind turning the candle green, you know, because it would say it there. And I would focus on the word and focus on the candle and visualize it being a green candle. So you don't necessarily have to color the candle, but you could also write the name of the color on the candle as another suggestion. And then I feel it uses my mind more to visualize that candle as that color rather than painting it. Because it's kind of like how Bob said, you know, it could have unexpected outcomes. And also, if you're covering something with something else, it's like you're painting that candle that's supposed to represent you and your spell and your focus. You're covering it with that green color, or you're covering it with that red, where it's not truly that. It's better to write it on there, I think, and visualize the color.
I actually have to agree with you on that. Lord Tony, what are your thoughts on that? Do you think anything about color candles? Have you worked with double colors like that?
I've never worked with doubled colors. I've always just chosen the one color I needed, and if I didn't have it, I went out and got one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Lord Tony, I wanted you just to show again your Lord and Lady candles, if you could, because I think those are really beautiful looking. And just tell us a little bit about what colors you chose for that.
Well, I chose white and green. White, of course, for the goddess, you know, representing the moon, and green representing earth colors for the god.
Very good.
Like the Lord, like the green man, the god.
Exactly.
I love that.
I mean,
That's
dance
great.
together very well.
I think that's nice. Well, you know, I like that. The reason why I'm so drawn is because a lot of Wiccan books will tell you you have to use a certain color for the Lord and for the lady. And like I was reading a book recently, it said that you must use a green candle for this. Is not like you should, it's a you must. You must use a green candle for the goddess, and you must use a red candle for the Lord. And I remember reading that and thinking, who says so, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And like when you shared these other colors, that reminded me of like how we can look at the Lord and the lady's candles in a unique way. I just love that you've used those colors like that.
Yeah, I just chose what felt right to me because, you know, the white candle to me would represent a light color like the moon,
Mm-hmm.
representing Luna, and of course green representing the green grass on Earth, and made more sense for me.
I think that's great.
I get it. I'm with you on that.
Now,
you know?
when I set up if I'm doing a major ritual and I set up my altar and I'll have my statue for the Lord and the Lady, I'll usually use a larger white pillar candle, special ones that I've, you know, spin a little bit on because it's to show honor to them. And I use the white ones, which sometimes I'll use a silver one and a gold one. But I use a red one to represent my fire candle on my altar. So there's another suggestion of ways to use candles too.
Absolutely. You know, Katie McKenzie just asked a great question. She says, do certain colors relate to certain deity? And that's a really good question because I actually believe that they do. And I have a book here. You can get this over at Lady Angela's site. I've always loved this book. It's called Wicca Candle Magic. And it has in it lists of deities and traditional candle colors associated with them. It's hard to see or get glare. Like, for example, I just opened it up and it says Kali, and it gives like an example. Kali, and it says that her candle color, sacred candle color, is black. So, you know, yes, there. Now, let me just paraphrase that. It doesn't mean that it's so written in stone you can't change it. But I do feel that the lady who wrote this, Jarena Dunwich, is the author. I feel like she really studied the deities because the colors do match the traditional correspondences of those deities. So I would recommend you explore it. Wicca Candle Magic. You
I
carry
have
this.
a copy of that.
You
That's
have
a great book. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
also, I'd like to throw in that say you're working a certain ritual and you want to connect with a certain deity, a god, a goddess, or any entity like that, a saint or a, you know, Jesus or Mary, or there's certain colors that do correspond to them, and a way that you can represent them on your altar if you don't have a statue of them or whatever, because statues cost a lot. We don't all have statues, but if you wanted to do, say, ritual to honor Lakshmi or connect with her, you could represent her because she favors pink with a pink candle, or different gods or goddesses if they favor a color and you know that they are partial to a color, to show honor or connect with them, you could show that color in the form of a candle. That's another idea too.
Oh, I totally think that's wonderful. Like, for example, I love Jupiter. He's one of my gods, the Roman god, the king of the gods. And whenever I see pictures of Lord Jupiter, he's always wearing a purple robe in the Roman tradition. In the Greek, he wears white and gold, interestingly, as Zeus. But the same person, just different aspects. Mm-hmm. And as Jupiter, I have a shrine to Jupiter, and I burn purple candles at that altar.
Yep. Susan C. has a great question. She says, burning candles and incense are forbidden in her lease. Any suggestions? You know, you might consider, they have candles that are battery operated and they have a little fake flame, but they light up. Those are getting pretty popular now. You can get little ones, big ones, all the way up to big taper ones. And they're cool because it looks like they have wax stripping, but it's plastic. You put a battery in it and the little wick part lights up. There's no flame to it. That's an idea. And also, I don't know if you can use even an oil diffuser in your home, because there's some that are electric that run off of a light bulb and it could diffuse the oil. That might be a way to also incorporate, you know, like a fire element in there, if you're allowed to do that, because that might be considered incense. I'm not sure. But those are some of my ideas.
That's interesting you say that, because Lady Angela, I was just at Pier 1 today. We're not being endorsed by them, by the way. But I had to be in that store, and they have those electric candles, and they look really real. Like, if you set an altar in them, it would create that witchy feel. They really work. So, and they also now come in different colors too. I saw blue ones, green ones, white ones, red ones today.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's a great question, though. You know, so that's an option. Now, in terms of the incense issue, I don't know, Lady Angel, probably anything that emits a scent might be problematic for that person. But one of the things that you can also do is, I use what I call, sometimes I was in an apartment where I couldn't burn incense, and I would set fresh fruit on the altar as an offering, because fruit actually scent, like oranges. You can use orange as like an aromatic, because when you peel the skin, it releases kind of a scent. And so you can offer like orange peel as kind of your incense. Sounds a little strange, but I used to do it for many years and it worked.
Potpourri too. You know, you can go to a store, even Walmart, and you can look on their shelves over there, and they have different colored and scented potpourri packs with really neat little things in them, dried things that smell wonderful. That's another way to incorporate it. But that's like air magic, but it's also a bit of herb magic too, and earth magic, because it's little herbs, you know, and so the tying together of the elements also adds energy to it, and it's just all good mojo.
Any thoughts, Lord Tony?
Mackenzie wants to know the author of that candle book.
Oh, Jarena Dunwich. Spelled D-U-N. Let me see if I can hold it up here if you guys can see it. It's hard to see, but there's the name, Jarena Dunwich. Okay. Lord Tony, do you have any thoughts about the person who's having trouble burning candles or incense? Do you have any advice for them?
No, I don't. Not really. Yeah, I can't think of it. I've never had that issue, so yeah, I've always just done it in my own place. It's never been a problem for me.
You had your own home for a long time.
Emily Stevenson asks a good question. I'm sorry to cut you off, Bob. That candles can be anointed with holy water. And that brings us on to kind of like how we were talking about the painting of the candles, but you always want to wash your candle if you're going to use it for, or your magical tools, if you're going to use them for magic, because they can hang on to residual energy. And you buy it from a store, or you buy, other people's hands have touched it before you, and you want it to be clean and a good vessel to work with. So always rinse them off if you do it in just regular water or holy water or whatever it is, but always rinse them off. I agree. Let it dry out before you're going to use it. And then anointing them is also a wonderful touch with oils or whatever you want to do, but certainly wash them off. That's very much encouraged.
Absolutely. Holy water, absolutely. And oils too. You know, if you like, can't buy a fancy oil, maybe you're like short on money. Like, oh, I can't go to, Rare Wicca Spells today and buy this oil. You can make your own anointing oils too. It takes a little longer, but it's a good way to store up an oil. Like I use olive oil as a base a lot of times, and I'll add natural herbs to it. Tony, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I've actually gone out and bought virgin olive oil just for that purpose alone.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
and one of the things I learned it was called Three Kings oil. It was in a spell book. It was a kind of a Mexican magic, which has a Christian element to it. But they had an oil that sounded really beautiful that I made one time. And it was called Three Kings oil. And you use olive oil base and you add to it cloves, cinnamon, and frankincense, like ground up frankincense. You want to talk about amazing oil? Oh, send me into the spirit world. Three Kings oil.
That makes me want to share this with everybody. Now, this is an awesome thing you can do. Coconut oil is a wonderful product. It's great for your skin, your hair. Google it, look it up. Coconut oil is wonderful. You can buy it at your local supermarket. It comes in, it looks like white, and it's kind of like thick, kind of like a waxy. But what's wonderful is you can take it and you warm it just a little bit, and then you can add essential oils to it. Now, when it cools, it's going to harden back up. I do this and I put it in little jars, and I'll put specific essential oils in it. And then whenever I want it, you can make a body salve. That's why I'm so excited to share with you. This is a simple way to make a body salve. With coconut oil, you melt it down, you add some essential oils. When it cools, it gets kind of hard like a paste. And when you take it out of the container with your hands, you like scoop some out, your body heat will melt it, and you can rub it on your skin or in your hair, and it doesn't leave you oily or greasy. Your body absorbs it. So you're absorbing that essence of the essential oil, the herbs, plus it's just so positive and refreshing and healing to your skin. But that's a simple way to make a witchy body salve using coconut oil and any mix of essential oils you would like.
Absolutely.
I got excited there. Sorry.
Was that?
I said I got excited and couldn't hold that in. So sorry.
That's all right. Well, we're at the half-hour mark, and I thought I would add a little power to our show by lighting my candle.
Ooh.
And I want to talk about this as a sacred symbol. Since we're talking about candle magic, I have for a long time loved chalices, and I've loved candles. And there's an ancient tradition of they call it the flaming chalice. And any of you who have ever been to a Unitarian Universalist church, I used to know a lot of Unitarians. They actually have a pagan group called the Cups, Covenant of Universalist Unitarian Pagans. They have as their symbol the flaming chalice. And you don't have to be a Unitarian to have it, but I think it's a great symbol. And whenever their pagan groups meet, they have in the middle of their altar a chalice, and they light it as part of their ritual. And so I thought tonight we could have a little lighting here just to raise some power. And so I'm lighting this beautiful purple candle so that we will have a flaming chalice tonight. And I ask as I light this, that the Lord and the Lady be present, and that they bless all of the people here tonight. And I just light this candle, and I set it with the intent for blessing, for prosperity, whatever you need now. I want all of you just to take a moment, and I want you to stare into the flame and ask for something that you need in your life. And know that this candle is going to burn all night long for you guys. So let's just take a moment in silence and reflect on the flame. So mote it be.
So mote it be.
So mote it be.
All right. Well, I'm going to set our candle down here so I don't burn myself up. If I get that flame in, I'll go up and float smoke.
Lots of our people here tonight have also know about the usefulness of coconut oil. Gab Hines says he uses it in his beer. Krista Roman says you can make lip balms using coconut oil and even crayons. This is very true. Lotus Night Rain says she cooks with it. I've cooked with it too, and it does great. She uses it in her hair, on her skin, and it's true. There's so many uses. So I'm really excited that they've also heard about coconut oil. It's a wonderful product.
I love that. Have any of you, one of the oils I'm curious about, read about, but I've never used is almond oil. I've heard that's a nice light oil. Have you guys worked with almond oil, either with Candle Magic or other things?
Yes, I like Moroccan oil too. That's what's in my hair conditioner that I
love. Okay.
Sorry. It just smells good. I've used argan oil. It's nice, but it kind of has a weird smell. What's great about coconut oil is it has absolutely no scent, and it just absorbs into your skin. It doesn't leave an oily, greasy mess. I use that for a lot of witchy things. If I want to do some healing, I might add some, I like rosemary or eucalyptus oil and add it to the coconut oil. And I might rub some on my palms or here on my neck behind my ears so I smell it and I absorb that essence of it, that healing properties. So, oh yeah, jojoba oil too. I used to pronounce that jojoba, and I only recently learned I had said that wrong all this time. It's jojoba.
Oops.
Did you call it jojoba too?
I still call it jojoba. I was at the store. I
think it's jojoba.
Okay, well, I'm Anglo. What could I say? We're Celtic, most of us are Celtic.
Yeah.
You don't have to be Celtic, but our tradition comes out, the Celtic tradition.
Yeah.
So we say J's, we pronounce something. Anyways, Mama Bird's laughing. Oh, Mama Bird said jojoba is more absorbed in the hair than coconut. Okay, I didn't know that.
Yep.
Krista Roman admits she was late to the pronunciation party. Oh, you know what? That's a good. Featherlight said some people are allergic to almond oil. That's interesting. I did not know that. Yeah. But I suppose you could be. You could be probably allergic to a lot of things, but that may be something.
I'll sometimes get a hold of, and you get a better deal on Amazon than at your grocery store for grapeseed oil. It's a really good pure oil too that you can use for lots of things. I like making witchy oils using that, and I'll add dried herbs, or I'll steep the herbs and add that into the juice of it into the oil. It's a great one, a wonderful one, a carrier oil.
That's wonderful. Speaking of oil on candles, one of the things that also is really important, and a lot of people don't realize this, but when you do candle magic, everything that you do, I'm getting some feedback here. Are you guys getting feedback? This is weird. Hold on, maybe I muted myself. But anyways, something weird. I'm getting a weird feedback. You guys hear it, or is it just on my end?
I think it's on your end.
That's weird. If you guys, I think I'm getting the feedback from your computer, so you might turn down your volume just a little bit.
Okay.
But anyways, one of the things when you're working on candle magic that you want to do is when you're anointing your candle, that is as much part of the spell as when you light the candle. Because as you anoint it, you're putting your intent into the work. So, some people, I've actually seen Wiccans just grab oil and they just slap it on, they don't even think about it. And I'm like, wow, that's a really sacred time, because when I do it, I sit and I really anoint it and massage the candle and think about it. And I build that power, because candle magic isn't just light a flame. It's a whole process of focusing on your intent, preparing the elements you're going to use. And then the candle lighting is actually kind of the culmination of the energy you've been building. What do you think about that, guys?
Well, I can add on to that. I like to teach that when you anoint the candle, first you take the oil in your hands and you rub them. And your hands are going to get warm. That's your energy. You're building it. You're thinking of the oil. You're getting it warm. Then you take your candle. And as you're rubbing it into the candle, you're also using your body heat, and you're transferring that energy in the form of body heat into the candle. And if it's not warm, you need to do it some more, basically, because that's your energy connecting with it. You're going to rub it in. And also, too, if you're wanting to draw energy to you, you would start at each end of the candle and work your energy towards the middle, because you're pulling the energy into the candle. But if you're like banishing something or sending away a sickness, you would start at the center of the candle and rub it outwards. That's another way to empower your candle. But like Bob said, with the oil, you're it's a scientific proof of it is with your body heat. Your body heat is energy. And so as you're rubbing that oil into the candle, or just caressing the candle before you light it and thinking of your intention, that heat is your energy, and you're infusing that candle with that for your intent. That's how you make your magic, make the change that you're wanting to happen.
Absolutely. Any thoughts, Lord Tony?
No, you guys have pretty much covered everything I would have said already.
Okay. So you're in agreement.
I'm in total agreement.
All right. That's cool. Well, I think that, when we talk about our candle work, it's one of these things that, and it's interesting because candle work it's deceptively simple, is what I like to say. And I've seen people do candle magic and they get major results from it. And I've also seen candle spells go terribly wrong as well. And I'm going to tell a little bad story on myself, okay? Many years ago, we're talking like 20 some years ago, I was studying Wicca with a teacher, and she was teaching us candle magic. And I had this girl that I was just crazy about at the time. I was in love with this girl. I just couldn't wait. I was going to marry this girl as far as I was concerned. And I told her, she says, it was our day to do candle magic. And she said, well, if you're going to do candle magic, she said, what do you want? I said, oh, I want this girl. I have to have her. And she said, no, you don't do magic to dominate or control others. She said, I want you to do a pink candle spell that you will open your heart, that you will receive love. It may be that girl come to you, or it may not be, but the universe will give you that which is for the best. Well, I did the spell kind of half-hearted, like she told me. I wasn't believing it, so I didn't really focus on it. Well, when I went home, I decided to do my own spell because, of course, I knew better, right? And I said, I'm going to have this girl. And I did a domination spell with a red candle.
Mm-hmm.
Bad mistake. But I was a young Wiccan and I didn't really know. I want y'all to learn from this. Well, guess what? My spell worked. This girl went crazy over me. I mean, it was like Romeo and Juliet, and literally within 24 hours. I thought I was in heaven. But let me tell you, that energy I built was not built from ethics and true power. It was built on selfish lust. And what happened was this girl literally had an awakening. And one day I walked into her house and she said to me, something's changed. I don't feel the same way about you. And she said, and this is the scary part. She said to me, she said, you did something. And she said, because I just told her recently I was a witch, she said, you're a witch and you cast a spell on me. I can tell you. And I said, oh, and I was lying. I hate to say it, but I lied. I said, no, I did. I'd never do that. Lie. And she said to me, I can tell you it was on October the 7th at 3 p.m. Well, honestly, that was the exact day and time I was doing the ritual. And I never told anybody I did that ritual. And I said, what? She said, I was sitting in my house and this kind of cloud of energy came over me. And she said, and then I became obsessed with you. And she said, but you know what? It wasn't real. It's not real love. It's obsession. And she said, I can feel something's not right here. And she ended up breaking up with me. And I tell you, I was literally devastated because I was thinking I wanted to marry this girl. And it crushed me. It crushed me. And I went back to my teacher and I had to confess, I was literally crying. I said, I don't know. And she said, you've learned a very bitter lesson. She said, you manipulated somebody for your selfish gain. And she said, now it's all blown up in your face. So I tell you this because don't think of candle magic as a joke or a game. It has real power to it. And don't use it to harm another. You know, I had to learn the hard way. And I lost somebody who could have been a future partner. And she never, the girl to this day never forgave me and still won't speak to me. So I had to learn a bitter lesson. And I don't want you guys to go through that. Anyways, I want to share that because there is a very serious side to what we do. Wouldn't you agree, guys?
Absolutely. Bob, scroll the chat for an Angelique. You might want to consider that. And
Okay.
absolutely, you know, we're Wiccan because we abide the Wiccan Rede. We believe in free will, and we don't do magic on others without their permission. You know, you have to be mindful of the big picture. And it's okay to do like a healing spell, but what if it was intrusive to them and something that they don't want healed? You know, you have to think about it from all these angles because that's where it's going to come back to you. And you don't want to break anyone's free will or do anything that's not in accordance with their higher good. And you might consider including in a spell, say you're doing something as a blessing for someone or a healing spell, you might include a little safe clause at the end of it by saying, as long as it's in accordance with their highest good, or as long as it's in accord with their higher self, you know, that it's okay with their higher self, let this be so. You know, something like that, so that you're always abiding by the Wiccan Rede, that if it harm none, do what you will. But you also, maybe you don't think it'll harm them, but you still want to include to spirit and to the powers that be that if it's in accordance with their highest good, then please let it be so. That's what I do to kind of, that old saying, CYA, cover your butt, you know. Make sure it's right and good and in accordance with their higher self and what's really their purpose.
So with you. Lord Tony, any thoughts on any of that?
No, that's just how I've always been too. If you can't, basically, it's like the old saying: if you can't be nice, don't bother.
Yep.
Like that. If you can't be nice, don't bother. And it's true. When you do manipulative magic, you're not being nice. You're being selfish. You know, as I said, that was a horrible time, and I hope nobody has to learn that. But once you learn that lesson, I tell you, it changes you. And now I totally understand the value of the Wiccan Rede. And so I live it. And, you know, in the Order of the Purple Cord, you know, we really hold to the thing because we've actually had a few members who have drifted off into trying to get others in the order to participate in black magic. And we've had to ask them to leave the order. So we don't put up with that. If you're trying to get together with some of our members to cast a curse, we're going to find out about it. And we're not going to have it. We don't do harm in this order.
Yeah, we don't do hate magic of any kind, you know, at all. We just don't tolerate it. There's no need for it. We're not Wiccan for power. We're Wiccan because this is our path. This is what we believe in spiritually. There's love in all things. There's godliness in all things. We're diehard optimistics trying to find the purpose and the God's will in all things. And so we don't practice hate magic or dark magic, mean magic like that of any kind. And we just don't tolerate it.
Not at all. Not at all. You know, speaking of the Order of the Purple Cord, you know, if you're watching tonight and you're curious about the order, you know, we would invite you to come and check us out. If you go over to my website at robert-hickman.com, I'll put a link in the box below. You can read about it on my various pages. I talk all about the order. If you go to the front screen, the new page, it talks all about the order, what we're about, our symbols. You know, we wear purple cords. That's why where our name comes to, the Order of the Purple Cord. And you know, to join the order, it's free. Doesn't cost anything. We don't, you know, charge anything. And we ask that you send us a letter to our email. You can write to my email, which will be there at the website, or to Lady Angela. You can visit both of our websites and contact us. And send a letter saying that you want to join the order and that you will agree to abide by the Wiccan Rede as part of your commitment to the order. And then we ask that you make a commitment to make a purple cord for yourself. And in fact, I'll show my cord up close here. This one I wove out of paracord. It's just a simple braid. You know, find something that you can make and that you can work into a cord through braiding, or if you have a knotting technique. But you should have some ornamentation in your cord. And then I've tied it off here, and I've got little tassels on the end. And I just wear it draped over my shoulders like a stole. You can wear it around your waist or as a wristband or a necklace, however you want to do it. But we ask that all members have a purple cord that they make as part of their commitment to the order, and that you can, you know, you don't have to wear it every day, but you should wear it when we have gatherings of the order as a sign of unity. And, you know, and we've made this order as a place of refuge, a place where people can come and learn Wiccan spirituality. Now, some people are going to ask, we get this question, you guys know it, where people will say, you know, do I have to be an initiated Wiccan? I don't know, I'm just learning about the craft. No, we say that you have to be of like mind, which means that you're open to learning our way. We are going to teach from a Wiccan perspective, and we will abide by the Rede. But if you're just, you know, maybe you're a Christian, but you feel connected to our spiritual, you're welcome to come, as long as you honor our ways. That means don't try to come in here and tell us we're all going to hell or stuff like that. But if you're going to join the order, you're probably not like that anyway. So, but we try to keep an open order, and we welcome people. You know, a lot of you have been finding the show and saying, wow, what is this? How do we become part of it? And we have a whole page set up where we can interact during the week. Lady Angela, you want to talk about some of our Facebook stuff?
Oh, yes, please go over to Facebook and just type into the search box, type in Order of the Purple Cord, and you will find our page there. It has some pictures, it has some videos, it has some information. We got a lot of followers there, and it gives you the email addresses if you would like to join the Order of the Purple Cord, which basically is to send an email saying you would like to join, and you agree to follow the Wiccan Rede, and you agree to make yourself a purple cord. And you would email that to either Bob or myself. Bob's email address is readings@robert-hickman.com, or you could simply shoot it over to my email. I have dedicated just to Order the Purple Cord requests, which is OPC, like Order Purple Cord, OPC@rarewiccaspells.com. So send an email to either of us. I'll get a reply out to you, send you your certificate, give you the link to join me as a personal friend on Facebook. From there, if you want to join our secret group page, just send me a message. You know, I will certainly add you there, and it's as simple as that. So,
yeah, why don't you explain the secret page? Because some people may be worried about their publicity.
We have a private group page on Facebook for the order, because a lot of us, of course, we're all working people, and we have family, friends, or coworkers or associates that don't necessarily know that we're witches or Wiccan, and we don't necessarily want them to see all of our posts and interactions. So to secure it and make it private for us and a safe place for us to gather, we have a secret group page as well on Facebook, where only interactions between Purple Cord members we can see and communicate with each other, but it's private, like it ought to be, you know, for us. But you don't have to be a part of that page to be a part of the order. You know, it's just another smaller little circle that if you wanted a little bit more of that one-on-one time, that's a really fun spot to get it at. It's a great, positive group, very fun people. We have a lot of fun there. We answer questions. We have prayer circles. We have a lot of fun things that go on there, but you're not missing out. If you're not on there, you know, you can still be a Purple Cord, and you could certainly still follow us and follow Bob here on YouTube, which we love seeing you here every week, and can't wait to see you the next week and see what we talk about. So,
absolutely. I thought maybe each of you guys could show your cords up close too. Tony, would you show everybody your purple cord so they can kind of get a sense of what yours looks like?
Yeah, this is my purple cord. It's also made out of paracord. I did the simple braid like Bob's did, and it's probably, I'm going to say 2.5, almost 3 feet long, and relatively simple, easy to make. Just tied off the ends. I burned them, make sure they don't fray.
Oh,
It's just my kind of thing.
cool. I haven't done that.
Mine's also paracord. I didn't do it the traditional braiding way. I'll have to get some more cord so I can show you how I did it, but slightly different.
I want to learn that technique, Lady Angela.
Yeah, because you don't have to have 3 strands. You can work it with just the end of your string and make it as long as you want without having to cut it until it gets to the end. So I'll have to show everybody how to do that. I'll have to get some more paracord because it's large and easy to work with, and it shows up good on the camera to show you the technique. But this one is super long. I have it draped over me, but sometimes I might wear it as a belt, or I'll tie it under my bust or over my neck like this here. So this is my main one my go-to cord. I have another one much like Bob's and Tony's that I braided. It's a bit shorter and thinner, and I actually had that hanging by my front door for the blessings there. So that's part of my front door area. And we're sorry we didn't get to everybody's questions in the chat box. I was just scrolling while we were talking about other things, and we missed a lot of great questions that I'm going to make a note of, and perhaps next week we can do them. So don't think we overlooked you. We are making a note of them. We're going to try and get all the questions answered. Just 1 hour sure flies by, doesn't it, Bob?
I'm telling you, I blink and the hour flies by. It's really crazy how it is. But, I want to say thank you. Thank you to all of you for coming out tonight. Now, make sure to be here next week because we're going to continue on a little more with candle magic. And we're actually going to do a candle spell, a ritual next week. And so what we'll do is this week, Lady Angela and I will post on our Facebook page as well as on our, websites, a candle spell that we're going to all do. So it'll give you the supplies. We're going to keep it very simple, so it won't be expensive. And you'll have all week to gather that. And then next Sunday, we're going to have the ritual. And we'll actually have the ritual posted so you can prepare and know what the words are and how to follow along. So if you guys would like that, we'll do that next Sunday. Does that sound good to you guys?
I think so. Yeah, we'll post the whole ritual onto our Order the Purple Cord Facebook page. That you just got to type it in. Go to Facebook, type in Order the Purple Cord. It won't be tonight because we got to put it together, but within the next couple days, we'll post it there. So, and also we'll put it in the comments for this video. So next week, whenever you want to get ready for the witching hour to participate with our ritual, you can either go to this week's video or to the Purple Cord page on Facebook and write it down and follow along. And we'd love to have a whole group ritual going on with all of you with us.
Yeah. Lynn Odell and Queen Nadine both said they'll be there and they're excited. They said good. Lotus Night Rain's excited. She said good. Lord, I am Lord Raziel says thanks to all of us. Have a good evening. Thank you for your blessings. Okay, Sarah Mayha says that would be awesome.
Yep.
Lady Witch. So a lot of people are excited.
Yep. Lady Witch says, yes, it's over too quickly. Yes, it flies by. How about you, Tony? It just goes, don't it?
Oh, it does. Yeah. I'm getting a little bit hypnotized here by all those candles I got going here. So I'm like a little spaced out every once in a while. Sorry.
Yep.
I love it. Well, you guys are the best. I want to say thank you for coming out to the show tonight. You guys rock. Thank you. We get excited because all of you are such great participants. So I want to say thank you. Thank you. I love you guys. Listen, keep it here at Spirit Channel because, Psychic Bob's always got more coming. Tomorrow's Monday, and that's Horoscopes Monday. And you don't want to miss that because everybody tonight, you will get your own personal horoscope tomorrow as part of my broadcast. So make sure to tune in, watch my channel. I'll put that up tomorrow. We're going to cover all the zodiac action of the week, what's going on planetary-wise, and then individual horoscopes for each zodiac sign, all 12 zodiac signs. So if you don't know your zodiac sign, be there. I'll explain to you what your zodiac sign is as well, okay? Guys, I'm going to let Lady Angela or Tony say their good nights to y'all.
Good night, everybody. We can't wait till next week. And in the meantime, go check out our websites. Bob's is robert-hickman.com. Excuse me, mine is rarewiccaspells.com. And Tony, what's yours?
My website would be the one Lightbringer at what now? You know, I keep forgetting. Just Google it. Just Google the just Google Lightbringer's Angel. Sorry, my eyes are watering here.
There you go. Yeah.
Google Lightbringer's Angel. You should come up to my website easily that way.
Yep.
There you go, Lightbringer's Angel. Check it out, guys. Visit all of our sites. And I have to say it, Lady Angel, forgive me, but I'm always, a business person too. If anybody wants a private session with me, I will be taking calls for this upcoming week. I still have a few slots open, so we can get you in for a private session, and we'll make it happen. It's an hour, one-on-one, you and me, and we'll cover everything: past, present, future, spirit guides, past lives, messages from your deceased loved ones, all of that. So if you want an hour with Psychic Bob one-on-one, we can do that. So give us a call. Again, I'll have the links to my office and email in the box below this video.
Cool.
Well, guys, thanks for being here. We'll see you back here tomorrow for horoscopes, and of course next Sunday for the witching hour. Blessed be.
Blessed be, everyone.
Blessed be. Good night, everybody.
Good night.